So just one day after the shooting in Minnesota, we now have federal agents shooting 2 more people in Portland, Oregon, which is my hometown. I want to give you the latest as this just happened a few hours ago, and this is a press conference with the mayor and others. So this is Mayor Keith Wilson. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Just one day after the horrific violence in Minnesota, our community here in Portland was witness to a moment of fear, confusion, and heartbreak. Earlier this afternoon, 2 people were shot and injured by federal agents in the Hazelwood neighborhood. Violence in our community is devastating. These are not statistics. These are human beings. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents. When the administration talks about using full force, we are seeing what it means on our streets. The consequences are not abstract. They are felt in hospital rooms and living rooms, in the quiet moments when families try to make sense of what happened, what is happening. We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past. That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place. Our community deserves answers. Our community deserves accountability. And most of all, our community deserves peace.
And you can hear it there from the Portland mayor. Basically, you just can't trust what the Trump people say. You need to get ICE out immediately and call them for a full investigation. The Trump people are going to try to block local authorities, but these are what local people are saying in Portland. Again, this is my hometown. Here's someone else speaking on this.
And we want to make sure that all Oregonians feel welcome. Let me say to this, to the federal agencies and the ICE, this is Oregon. We do not need you. You're not welcome, and you need to get the hell out of our community.
These are my people in Oregon. ICE needs to get out. I want to show you some more too. This is a local description of it.
Portland police, just before 2:30, officers received information that a man had been calling for help in this area, and they responded, found a male and a female with apparent gunshot wounds. Again, police and officers on scene worked to give people medical aid during this incident before they were transferred to area hospitals. Again, their conditions right now are still unknown.
I want to show you this also. It says the Oregonian says CPB, so that's the Customs and Border Patrol, shot a married couple in a medical clinic parking lot near Adventist Medical Center. That's about 3 miles west of 146 in Burnside, where the husband apparently called 911 and requested help. One was shot in the leg and the other in the chest. So you're going to hear different stories on this, but at least this is what the locals are saying.
To this shooting by federal agents today. I'm not going to dwell too much on this. I'm just going to let you listen because it's pretty telling of what exactly happened. Just take a listen.
Stage at your discretion, police are en route. It looks like caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well. Your top group is going to be Ops 1, Engine 7 with Medic 314 and Medic 321 with police en route. This will be a shooting at the Brea Apartments, 10 Northeast 146 Avenue. We have a male who was shot twice in the arm and his wife who was shot in the chest.
All right, and that is that audio that we were just speaking about coming from dispatch today. A couple things you probably noted that you're hearing in that dispatch audio. We have not been able to confirm yet because, again, this is coming from dispatch. These are the initial reports, but things that we had not heard before or been able to confirm. You heard the dispatcher there referencing a man and his wife. That is the first time we have heard that the two had some sort of marital relationship. We have not been able to confirm that information yet, but interesting, you heard that in the dispatch audio.
So you heard it for yourself there. The description again is the federal agent shot 2 people. The 2 people drive away, and then they call local authorities for help, basically like, we need help. And so you're having a division between the Trump people and just regular people on the ground. This is the Trump people's explanation. Let's just see what they say. Trisha McLaughlin, so that's the person I showed in the last video. She says, here are the facts. At 2:19 Pacific Standard Time, U.S. Border Patrol agents were conducting a targeted vehicle stop in Portland, Oregon. The passenger of the vehicle and target is a Venezuelan illegal alien affiliated with a transnational Tren de Aragua prostitution ring and involved in a recent shooting in Portland. The vehicle driver is believed to be a member, so they're saying they're gang people basically, a member of the vicious Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. When agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired defensive shots. The driver drove off with the passenger fleeing the scene. The situation is evolving and more information is forthcoming. And it sounds very similar to the situation that we just saw in Minnesota. And in all these situations, like when I go through this stuff, I don't hear of any situation to where the people that the feds, essentially this is big CPB, like they're the ones shooting, but the people in the car are not shooting at all. And I didn't see that in Minnesota. I don't see that here in other recounts where I never hear of the agents like getting shot at, right? They're the ones shooting first, just to be clear on that. You can't trust what this Trisha person says. That's why even local authorities are saying we just can't trust them anymore. And you've got this, ICE officers impersonating utility workers, Oregon lawmaker says. And this is the first that I've heard about this one. If you guys have been here out in your state, please let me know. But again, ICE workers are impersonating utility workers. This is a warning posted by the utility company in Oregon. It says Northwest Natural. Utility contractor and identification. We are aware of reports of individuals impersonating utility workers in order to gain access to residents. Please note, our workers who show up at your home should either be wearing a uniform and utility badge or wearing a badge that says contractor. The vehicles should be similarly marked, right? Northwest Natural, a company logo or a contractor. If someone comes to your house and asks access to your home or for you to come outside, our employees will never ask for immediate access to customers' homes. They will often go to the back side or side yard to access the meter. In most situations, if there is a reason a Northwest Natural employee would need to go inside a customer's home, such as safety check or inspection, they would have to set up with the customer in advance. If you want to verify if someone at your home is Northwest Natural employee or contractor, you can call customer service. So do be aware of this stuff. And this is more. If you suspect an imposter, call 911 immediately. And I don't even know we're talking about this. This is Oregonians protecting their neighbors, right? Warning their neighbors. ICE again could be impersonating utility workers to gain access to your home or otherwise. They put this on the Northwest Natural website. It's in multiple languages. This would be Spanish, Chinese. I think that's Ukrainian. I believe that's Somali. I think this one is Russian, and then this one is Vietnamese. So Oregon and several states in the USA have multiple languages, multiple residents, and I'm just saying this, guys, look out for each other.
At this moment, we don't know what precipitated the incident, the circumstances that led to the shooting, or the identities of people involved. The FBI will be leading the investigation, and they need to allow local law enforcement to participate, and they need to be transparent and accountable to local governments. We know that this news is incredibly alarming and upsetting. We know what happens today speaks to a fear that we have had since last fall when federal law enforcement and immigration agents first increased their presence in our community. Multnomah County will not stand by as federal governments attack our neighbors. Just this morning, our board unanimously voted to extend an emergency declaration in response to the ongoing harm of ICE activity, and we will keep showing up in every way that we can. During our vote, I shared that over the holidays, my office received a string of emails and calls from neighbors in the Brentwood-Darlington neighborhood who are asking for help to find two neighbors who were kidnapped by federal agents the day after Christmas. Both of these people are the primary breadwinners for their families, and their children attend the local elementary school.
I just wanted to hear that also. So first, these are local people. Again, this is my hometown. Basically saying, ICE, you need to get out. They're talking about how the Trump people are trying to keep local people from assisting or being involved with the investigation. That's how it sounds to me. And you know how incompetent Patel and all, Bondi and all those people are going to be. And then also, which is something I didn't even know about because it's so much to keep track of, they're just talking about like yet another case of where two of our, neighbors in Oregon are being kidnapped.
Approximately 2:18 this afternoon, Portland police officers responded to the 10,000 block of Southeast Main Street on the report of a shooting. So they came in via a 911 call. Officers confirmed that federal agents had been involved in a shooting. Portland police were not involved in that incident. About 6 minutes later, at 2:24 p.m., officers received information, once again through dispatch, that a man who had been shot was calling and requesting help in the area of Northeast 146th and East Burnside. Our officers responded. We found a male and a female with apparent gunshot wounds. Officers applied a tourniquet and summoned emergency medical personnel. The patients were transported to local hospital, and their conditions at this time are unknown. Officers had determined that the two people who were injured in the shooting involving the federal agents from the earlier call. PPB officers secured both scenes, and this is a federal investigation. It's being led by the FBI. We have been in touch with them. We are in regular contact. This is their responsibility, but when we have these type of events happen in the city, Portland Police Bureau does offer a level of assistance. This is not any way, shape, or form immigration related on our end. We do not know the facts of this case. We are simply providing that traditional investigative support and perimeter support, which is minimal. But I do want to make it clear that we are out there, but we are not involved in immigration. And we at this time do not know if this is an immigration related event. We do not know which federal agencies were involved. As we know, there are many federal agencies serving in the city of Portland right now. So as I said, it's a complex situation with a lot of different information coming out. But Portland Police is on the scene, the detectives, etc. I want to say, that I'm saddened that we are here once again in a difficult, challenging, complex situation.
And I just want to hear from the local police. And what it sounds like to me is, local Oregonians may have, played the essentially first responder, right? They said that they applied a tourniquet to the gunshot wounds. And, this is what you do. You're looking out for your neighbors to protect ourselves from the Trump people, basically.
While the details of the incident remain limited, one thing is very clear. When a president endorses tearing families apart and attempts to govern through fear and hate rather than shared values, you foster an environment of lawlessness and recklessness. Trust is essential to maintaining community safety and the rule of law. Federal agents at the direction of the Department of Homeland Security are shattering trust. They are hurting people, and they are destroying day by day what we hold dear. Our sense of safety and our literal safety are severely undermined by what happened this afternoon in Portland. I'm so thankful that no one died and more people weren't hurt.
This is Senator Wyden. We have two senators in Oregon. I like them both, actually. Wyden, I think, is the senior senator. He says, I'm monitoring the first awful reports of two people shot in Portland by federal law enforcement. I'll keep you updated, but Trump's deployment of federal agents in my hometown is clearly inflaming violence and must end. This is also another senator from Oregon, Senator Jeff Merkley. He writes, just one day after Renee Good was gunned down by ICE in Minneapolis, federal agents under Trump have shot more people, this time in my neighborhood. I am furious. There has been no word on the condition of the two individuals. I'm praying for their recovery, and my heart goes out to their families who have been plunged into pain and uncertainty. ICE has been terrorizing our communities at the behest of an authoritarian strongman. They've done nothing to make our communities safer. This is fascism. We need full transparency in what happened, including both the role of both ICE and CBP, and full accountability. A full investigation with local and state participation. There is no way we can trust anything coming from the Department of Homeland Security. They have been lying to the American people time after time. ICE needs to end their dangerous enforcement operations in Oregon now. So that's both the senators' statements of that, the mayor's calling for ICE to leave. People in Oregon are, we don't need you, we don't want you, and get out of Oregon. So that's my thoughts on this. I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you on the next video.